I wanted to start a podcast, and we don't even have all the equipment yet, but we do have my nephew here. This is Rudelio Soberano. He's born in Manila, and he lives here near us in San Nicolas, which is in the Ilocos Norte region of the Philippines, very far north in the Philippine Islands on the island of Luzon. And but since I have a standard camera, and I just thought we'd go ahead and do our first ever episode, Filipino Uncut. Real quick, before we start, a little plug for my book, one of my books. The first one that we've had published, The Erosion of Truth, Freedom of Speech, Disinformation, and the Global Rise of State-Controlled Narratives. All right? It's not that thick. The rest of them are a lot thicker, but it's about 125 pages of very good reading, I promise. You can get that on Amazon. Just type in The Erosion of Truth. Anyway, so Din, first ever time on our thing. We laugh a lot together. We see each other all the time. And I said his name was Rudelio, but we call him DinDin. And so
nickname in Philippines, DinDin.
DinDin?
Yes.
All right. So then tell us a little bit about yourself. Where did you grow up, and what is your job now? Where did you grow up at? What city?
Ilocos.
I thought you grew up in Manila.
I don't.
Did you grow up in Manila? Where did you go to school? When you're in school, what city?
Manila.
Manila?
Yes.
Okay, that's growing up. And when did you come to Ilocos Norte?
Because
What year?
2016.
2016. So you've been here about 9 years.
Yes, 9 years.
And you have a daughter, and you have 2 daughters and one little boy that's 5. Your oldest daughter, is she about 11? How old is she?
12 years.
12 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Denzel. He's 5.
5.
No, he's 6 now. That's right.
Yes,
Because
I
I
think it's
remember.
on June 9.
Oh, almost 6. And then Maleficent is 4 years old. And what about your occupation, your trabajo, your job? What do you do now?
That's good.
What kind of work? I've seen you in building, construction.
Elusin construction.
Mm-hmm.
Small work in Paway,
And Poway,
Pasukin,
and Pasukin.
Pagudpod.
Mm-hmm.
Their Banna.
Right. So basically, when we say Pagudpud, that's the far north of the Philippines, the farthest north city.
The all work school repair.
Schools?
Yes.
You're building schools?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And remodeling and repairing, yeah. So basically what Din's saying is most of his work's in the region within probably 30 miles of here, within. Years ago, before I started active duty for the Army National Guard, when I was just weekends only, I used to work on buildings. It was called a carpenter. And we would do like framing the rooms and then make the sheetrock and the ceilings and a few all around.
Yes.
Yeah. So tell us about Hazel. How did you meet Hazel? That's his wife. And she's nice.
Yes, it's nice. The pretty.
Yeah.
The good girl.
She is. Yeah. Where did you guys meet?
David Salon in the meet.
At the salon?
Yes.
What city? Here in San Nicolas?
Yes, David Salon in Robinson.
Oh, at the Robinson Mall. Okay. And then what happened? You go on a first date?
Yes. Robinson to Robinson.
Yeah. Uh, in case you didn't know, Robinson's Mall is a pretty big thing here. It's a huge mall. All right. So let's move on now to some of the Philippine traditions. And is there a Filipino tradition or belief that you think maybe the Filipinos should let go of, to get rid of, like traditions?
Tradition. What is the tradition?
You know, for example, here's one that's new to me. A lot of them are new to me. Is like in October 31st, you know, Halloween, everybody goes to the cemetery. A lot of people go to the cemetery.
November 1.
November 1st.
Yes.
Yeah. On our Halloween.
Okay. And the traditional Filipinos is Semana Santo.
What's that?
Semana Santo is Jesus is the alive.
Jesus is alive.
Yes, and Semana Santos in Philippines, and then
Well, you know, like in the United States, on October 31st, all the kids, they put on costumes like Spider-Man or
yeah.
something, and then they go knock on everybody's door and they get a little bit of candy.
Yes, yes.
So,
The Philippines, no,
mhm.
because November 1, I think.
Yeah. Well, it was just something, you know, I'm always learning things. I've been here a year now, and I'm learning things new about the culture. One thing I will say is that the people here are generally very nice people, always welcoming you when you meet strangers. And I think they're just always glad to see somebody else from a different country, you know. Hey, moving on. Filipino food, it's big. It's a big deal here, and some things that I won't eat, of course. But what is your favorite Filipino food?
Chicken,
Uh-huh.
pork, balot.
Balut, yeah. Let me tell them about balut real quick.
Yes,
Balut is a fermented duck egg. That means duck. It's the egg of the duck. And it's popular here. I think a lot of people, like if they're drinking and stuff, they like it even more. But anyway, and you'll bite into it, and you might get a little hair, you might not, you know. But look it up on the internet. If you're, it's BALOT or BALUT, and I've tried it twice, and I thought it was a little overrated, but it's still a part of tradition. What other foods?
Spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
Yes. Best seller in the Ilocos, empanada.
Empanada.
Mickey.
I haven't tried the second one, but I have tried the empanada.
Empanada, special.
Yeah. They kind of remind me of like a little bit like a gordita at Taco Bell, but still a little bit different.
Another pancit special.
Pancit special.
Yes, pancit special.
Gotcha.
With egg, chicharon, and another vegetable. That's good.
We had just a little while ago. What did we have? We had adobo and rice, and I had green beans. Did you have any green beans?
No.
No, plenty of rice.
Rice.
Yeah. So let's go on to. Do you think the Philippines are changing for better or worse, or do you see changes in the way things go in the Philippines? Anything? Major changes? No. Do you or your friends or co-workers, do you guys ever talk about politics? we just had elections here
Mm.
1 week ago. A week and a half ago, there was elections.
Yes, election.
Did you guys talk about that a little bit?
No.
No.
Mhm.
In the United States, and you don't see it so much here at all, but in the United States, the news, they have so many news networks
Mhm.
on television,
Yes.
and they make money on advertisement, so they need to keep their audience, the more people that are watching.
Mhm. And the Philippines, no news because news is the is the dead.
Because too much
Well,
talking will get.
yes.
Well, we're gonna go into that,
Mhm.
but I do see news here in the Philippines. Don't get DinDin wrong. They do have news channels, but it's not like you have Fox News, MSNBC, CNN. You got those new off-brand ones, One American News or what is that? Newsmax. They just went public. If you bought their stock, my condolences. But just so much there that it's not as politically sided here as it is over in the States. There's not as much money in it. We had, beginning in 2016, and I actually completed a book and submitted it to the Ateneo University Press, and it did. I know it's gotten past the first stage, and it's going to go to 2 people to read. Jenny thinks it's got a good chance of being published. She met with them, and she thinks it's going to be, but we'll see. But it's about the Philippine drug war, and in Ilocos, and that started in 2016. Here in the Philippines, it's challenging to, so like DinDin, that's one thing I love about him. He's a hard worker. He's got his family, and wages are not like they are in the States. They're lower, so they work hard. They work 6 days a week, not 5. Okay. If they work on Sunday, it's overtime. So what I'm getting at is, it's already hard enough, and if you mix drugs in on the streets, it makes it even harder. So in 2016, the president at the time, they called it the Philippine drug war.
President Rodrigo Duterte.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and he was president for 6 years.
Stop on drugs.
Yeah, he wanted to get rid of them,
I
and
hate drugs.
I checked in Ilocos Norte, and the sources that I use only said 8 people killed in Ilocos Norte.
Yes,
Which
yes.
I think it's a little bit higher, because I think the one down the
Kapitan.
yeah,
Captain Barangay Hall.
right.
What's this name?
Well, we had a deal here, not far from here, to where it was assassination, and a lot of people would say that was a former drug dealer. Don't know, but down in Manila, down in that region, in Manila, Davao, lots of
All city.
yeah, and
Manila.
so that's quite, and it's also a touchy subject. So it's nothing that you just want to go up and ask people, hey, do you like this guy or do you like that guy? Are you pro Trump or
The
pro?
Kasing dead after drugs because the police and the
Yeah, if you deal drugs here,
my cousin,
your cousin
yes, is dead.
dead. Yeah,
Because a drug lord,
he was
my cousin,
dealing drugs.
and kill police.
The police got him.
Yes.
That was part of the deal. So anyway, personally, I think back in I believe it was in the 1980s, after Marcos, they really adopted a government similar to the United States. They have senators, presidents, 6-year term, one rather than a 4-year term with the potential of 2. Another thing I noticed this in the United States, like if this is the United States, this area will get 2 senators, this area would get 2 senators, this area, you know. In the Philippines, a senator from this side of the country he's open for election as a senator for the whole, so they're not just representing one area. So what else can I ask? Anything else you want to, anything in particular? Do you want to tell anybody something in Tagalog?
Tagalog.
Yeah, your language?
Tagalog.
Yeah. You know, I don't speak Tagalog, so.
Hello, kamusta?
Kumusta? Yeah. Hindi ako maintindihan.
Hindi ko maintindihan.
Ang baho ng kilikili mo.
Oh, yeah.
But
Baho ng hininga mo.
Yeah, ang baho ng puwet mo. Let me just say a few things about what I like here. First off, my wife, you know, we met in Germany. Me and Jen, your aunt, we met in Germany, and I was there for 1 year, and we was really, I remember about we met the first month I got over there, and we were dating a little bit, you know. I was trying to pull on her tail a little bit, and but really, honestly, she became I really appreciated her. You know, she looked after me really good, you know. So that's when she came to visit me in the States. When I got back, I got to thinking, okay, she's going to be here 1 month. After about a week, I thought about maybe.
What favorite sport, Uncle?
Your favorite sport? Mine?
Yes.
Historically, my favorite sport was baseball to play.
Baseball.
But I like a variety of sports. I like when I was young. I grew up near a bowling alley, so I would go bowl all the time. I ended up doing a lot of tournaments. I was really good at it. And then in high school, I stopped just to focus on baseball. I like basketball, okay. I like to play it for exercise, and I played it a lot as a kid. What's your favorite sport?
Actually, 2 favorite sport, basketball, and then, what's the name of
Football?
Football.
Yeah, with the Chiefs?
Yeah.
I've introduced them last fall. I used to always show him the Chiefs games. So he's learned about American football. And, you know, they're really good right now. They have a really good quarterback. I mean, it's hard to beat when you got a really good quarterback like that. I also like MMA a lot. I don't like boxing like I used to as a kid, but I like MMA, like UFC.
No.
You know, but I like to watch it.
Yes.
Yeah, when
Wrestling.
Yeah.
Watching wrestling, boxing, and
UFC.
Yeah.
In the cage.
Yes.
Yeah. I think you're talking about the WWF when you're talking wrestling. That's not real wrestling, you know
Favorite
that.
character in Undertaker.
Yeah, those are not real fighters, and you know that. But it is a good show. So, anyway, I think we're going to wrap it up, man. I think we're going to cut this off, and eventually, I want to have some more friends come over. Just have fun with it, you know. I'm not trying to go viral or nothing like that. I mean, I wouldn't be mad if it did. I'd probably have to do a whole lot better. This camera, like I said, I've got a camera on order, and I'll get it in 2 weeks from yesterday. I have 2 microphones. It'll be set up real good. I got this big table. I got a big old table here, and it's kind of V-shaped almost, and I think I paid almost $100 for it. Custom made, man, finished. That's another thing I like here. The cost of living is so much better than it is back home. We don't have guys flipping burgers for $18 an hour over here, okay? And not as much, nearly as much government entitlements or handouts. But anyway, okay, then we'll go back to the living room. And you guys,
Thank
if
you.
you watch it, have fun. This is DinDin. Wonderful, wonderful man. All right.